What's going
Beyonce is
on?
losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day. And she still hasn't said anything. Just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Is it her place to say so?
I mean, probably not, considering she's gonna be indicted for anything she would say. These are criminals. Diddy is a dealer, and so is Jay-Z. The proof is there.
What do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell
What
you.
do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you. I'm not focused on me. I'm focused on what this group should look like and how I should fit in this situation.
You like big hair, though.
I don't
you
like big
do
hair.
like big hair.
I
You
don't
like big hair.
Puff,
You like a lot. You like a lot of makeup and all that.
Actually, I don't. I don't like big hair. I don't like certain makeup. I'm very flexible with what you want to do, and I've worked with everything that you've thrown at me, curly, whatever. I'm not here in a group to have curly, straight, big makeup, whatever. I'm here in a group to sing with my group, and that is all I care about. For real. Like, maybe you just don't get me, and we don't get.
All right, buckle up. The celebrity world is absolutely buzzing right now, thanks to some voices you might not expect speaking out.
Oh yeah, we're hearing some pretty heavy claims circulating.
Heavy is right. Allegations connecting major figures, names like Diddy and Beyonce, and it's, bringing past incidents back and adding some truly wild new details.
And for this deep dive, we're focusing on, well, one specific source, an excerpt from a particular YouTube video that's been making the rounds.
Right.
This video pulls together recent allegations, especially those attributed to Aubrey O'Day, and kind of weaves them into this narrative involving Diddy and his alleged past interactions with people like Beyonce and Jay-Z.
So our mission today is pretty straightforward. We're going to walk through how this single source presents these claims. What's the picture this one video excerpt is painting?
Exactly. We're exploring the story as this video tells it. And it seems to start by setting some historical context first.
Okay, so where does it begin?
Well, this video excerpt spends quite a bit of time establishing background with Aubrey O'Day, going right back to her origins on making the band with Danity Kane.
Ah, okay. Danity Kane feels this a lifetime ago.
Doesn't it? The video really highlights Aubrey's experiences during that time under Diddy. It presents a narrative alleging, well, significant mistreatment of the group members behind the scenes.
And how does the video describe this alleged mistreatment? Is it specific?
It is. It claims he intentionally fostered division, pitted the girls against each other.
Oh, wow.
The suggestion in the source is that it was a tactic, to maintain control. Like, if they weren't unified, they were easier to manipulate, keep under his thumb.
Makes a twisted kind of sense, I guess. What else?
The video also brings up claims of body shaming, suggesting Diddy would make negative comments about their appearance, weight gain, hair, that sort of thing.
Wow.
The source frames it as treating them almost like personal dolls, controlling really personal aspects of their lives.
Okay, that's already pretty bad.
Yeah, but here's a particularly serious claim the video excerpt puts forward. It alleges Diddy tried to pressure the girls into what the source calls freak-off activities.
Whoa, okay.
And describes these alleged requests as being against their will.
And what happened if they refused, according to the source?
The video claims he'd subject them to brutal verbal and psychological mistreatment.
Just awful if true. And Aubrey O'Day, where does she fit in, according to this video?
The video really positions her as the main one, the one brave enough to actually push back against this alleged behavior.
Okay.
And it claims this resistance is exactly why she eventually got fired. The source even includes her supposed statement that it was because she wasn't willing to do what was expected, not talent-wise, but in other areas.
Implying those other areas were not related to music.
That's the implication presented, yes. And to kind of back up these historical claims, the video brings in alleged testimony from Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Dahl.
Okay, what does he allegedly say?
This testimony, again, as presented in the video, includes Gene Dahl claiming he overheard Diddy talking about the girls using some really disturbing phrases like, "Yo, I'm a South and pick 'em out to my, I'm gonna get them all, and I'm."
Good grief. What was the bodyguard's reaction, according to the source?
Gene Dahl's alleged reaction in the video is strong disapproval, reportedly saying something like, "somebody kids," and just walking out. He didn't like it at all.
Right. Okay, so that sets a pretty dark stage. Where does the video's narrative go next?
It moves forward to the topic of NDAs, non-disclosure agreements.
Ah, the infamous NDAs.
Exactly. The video excerpt claims Diddy allegedly sent these agreements out to former artists he'd worked with, and this included members of Danity Kane.
And why send them NDAs now? What was the alleged deal?
The claim presented is that these NDAs were supposedly offered in exchange for their music publishing rights that, according to this source, Diddy had allegedly held onto for decades.
Wow. decades. And Aubrey again.
Yes, the video highlights her again here. Portrays her as having the foresight to tell the other Danity Kane members not to sign these agreements.
Why not?
She reportedly sensed something was, quote, fishy about it. Felt the tiny earnings from streaming wouldn't be worth signing away their rights, and, maybe more importantly, their ability to speak out.
Okay, that makes sense. Does the video offer a reason why Diddy might have been sending these out? The timing?
It does provide context for why it believes he was rushing these NDAs. It suggests it was because of Cassie's lawsuit.
Ah, okay, the domino effect theory.
Kind of, implying Diddy might have feared her lawsuit would open the floodgates for more alleged victims. And these NDAs, the video claims, would have required artists to release Diddy and Bad Boy from any prior claims and forbidden them from ever speaking negatively about them publicly.
A gag order, essentially, for their publishing rights.
Pretty much. And the former bodyguard, Jean Dahl, he pops up again in the video's narrative here.
What does he add this time?
He reportedly confirms that the Danity Kane members were, in fact, among the artists who refused to sign the NDAs.
Which, according to the video, is significant because...
As it implies, they are among those potentially free now to share their experiences, if they choose to.
Right. This is where the video's presentation gets particularly interesting, isn't it? It takes these historical allegations and then pivots to connect them, in its narrative anyway, to claims involving other, even bigger names.
Absolutely. The video shifts focus to specific claims, bringing Beyonce into the whole picture.
Okay, how does it do that?
It starts by revisiting that, well, infamous incident from making the band the Cheesecake Walk.
Oh, I remember that. Diddy made the guys from the band walk for hours to get him a cheesecake, publicly humiliating.
Yes, the source recounts that moment, but then it adds this new, kind of unexpected layer, citing one of the members, Freddie P.
What's the new layer?
According to this video excerpt, Freddie P. allegedly reviewed recently that the cheesecake wasn't actually for Diddy at all.
No. Who was it for then?
It was supposedly for Beyonce.
Get out. Seriously.
That's the claim presented in the source. And the video goes further, claiming Freddie P. stated she was the one who suggested Diddy make them walk for it instead of just taking a car.
Wow, okay. If that's true, that adds a whole different complexion to that story.
Definitely. The video emphasizes the humiliation, that 4-hour walk downtown, all on national TV. It includes Freddie P.'s reported account of what happened after, getting back to the hotel way before Diddy, who'd driven.
Right.
And Diddy's alleged reaction, seeing the cheesecake. I don't want that. Take that upstairs for Beyonce. And when Freddie P. mentioned they hadn't walked back, Diddy allegedly just said, I ain't tell you to walk back.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one alleged connection. What else does the video bring up involving Beyonce?
From there, the video talks about another alleged encounter. This one uses the baby's account of being at a private party at Diddy's house.
Okay.
And both Beyonce and Jay-Z were apparently present at this party.
So what happened at this party, according to the baby in this source?
The baby, as the video presents his account, describes Diddy suddenly clearing the room, leaving only Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and maybe 15 other people, including himself, a very select group.
Okay. Sounds exclusive.
And the baby apparently expressed surprise because Beyonce allegedly came over and singled him out to personally introduce herself.
Which he found weird. Or impressive.
Both, maybe. The way it's relayed, he was like, girl, you are literally Beyonce, sort of noting it seemed kind of unnecessary, but obviously impressive.
Okay, so just an introduction.
Well, this is where the video brings in a pretty striking interpretation of that interaction, and it specifically attributes this interpretation to Jaguar Wright.
Jaguar Wright. What's her take, according to the source?
According to the narrative in this video, Jaguar Wright suggests this wasn't just a casual party moment. She interprets it as a, quote, freak-off meeting.
Oh, what? Okay.
Yeah. And she allegedly claimed that Beyonce was actually trying to seduce the baby during this time.
Seduce him? Why?
Supposedly because Jay-Z was perceived as getting a little old. That's the interpretation attributed to Jaguar Wright within the source video.
Right. Crucial distinction there. It's presented as her interpretation of the baby's account.
Exactly. That distinction is key. The video uses his account of the event, then layers her specific and pretty explosive interpretation on top of it.
Okay, this is a lot. Where does the video go from there? Does it come back to Aubrey O'Day?
It does. It brings us right back to where its narrative really started, Aubrey O'Day. The video excerpt claims Aubrey is now specifically coming for Beyonce with fresh allegations.
What kind of allegations?
Yes, the claim made in the video is that Aubrey is alleging Beyonce was involved in these freak parties with Diddy.
Involved with Diddy.
Yes, and that she was actively covering up his crimes along with Jay. That's the direct claim presented.
Covering up crimes. That's huge. And is there more detail on the alleged involvement?
The most direct claim attributed to Aubrey in the video is that Beyonce was allegedly doing this with Diddy behind Jay-Z's back.
Behind Jay-Z's back.
Wow. Yeah. The video also includes a claim that Jay-Z allegedly introduced Beyonce to Diddy way back when, but that these alleged activities behind Jay's back supposedly started later on.
Okay. So the video presents this whole chain. Historical stuff, the cheesecake, the party interpretation, and now these direct allegations from Aubrey.
Exactly. And finally, the video briefly touches on some reactions that have been circulating online about all these various claims it's presenting.
What kind of reactions does it highlight?
Well, it includes reactions showing doubt that figures as big as Jay-Z and Beyonce would ever face real charges. Comments from people just trying to process the idea of high-profile stars potentially witnessing or even participating in alleged abuse.
Yeah, that's tough to wrap your head around.
And also speculation about Beyonce's current public image, her focus on concerts, family photos. One comment shown in the video even draws a parallel, suggesting she might have a story like Cassie's, but is maybe trying to navigate it differently now.
Interesting comparison presented there. So, okay, let's recap what this one specific video source lays out for us.
Right. It starts by focusing hard on the alleged historical mistreatment of artists like Danity Kane, really leaning on Aubrey O'Day's accounts and that alleged testimony from the former bodyguard.
Using that as its foundation.
And then it kind of branches out, extending its narrative by pulling in these separate specific claims involving Beyonce first, the cheesecake story, which it attributes to Freddie P.
Right.
Then the interpretation of the baby's party experience, which it attributes to Jaguar Wright.
Got it.
And it all culminates by presenting Aubrey O'Day's most recent alleged claims, the ones directly involving Beyonce in freak parties with Diddy possibly behind Jay-Z's back, and even alleging involvement in covering up crimes.
So looking at just this one YouTube source, you really get a sense of a very specific narrative that's being pushed out there online right now.
Absolutely. You see how it connects these seemingly separate allegations and interprets different events to build a particular viewpoint on these, well, very widely discussed issues in the entertainment world.
It definitely shows you one powerful thread of the conversation happening out there. So thinking about this, and based purely on the alleged power dynamics in this chain of claims presented within this single source, here's something for you, the listener, to consider.
Yeah.
How might these public accusations, framed the way this source frames them, continue to reshape the conversation around the music industry and, the legacies of everyone involved?
That's a heavy question to leave things on. Definitely something to think about.